What's up?
What's up, YouTube family?
All right, YouTube, we are back. We are back. And today we have Candace Owens
Oh yeah.
at a hearing on confronting white supremacy.
I love Candace Owens, man. She make it do what it do, man.
She
real,
bring
man.
it.
That's
I
what
mean,
it's about, man. I like real people, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, not phony. I can't stand a phony person, man.
No. I know in the media when she first kind of, I guess when I got wind of her and everything, the media made it seem like, oh, she is this crazy black lady who doesn't know what she's talking about.
Because it's like they only play clips of. They try to catch clips where you can't actually
get a full statement.
The full statement, yeah. You know, and it's crazy how the social media are, man. It don't make no sense.
And make it seem like, okay, well, yeah, even though she's black, she's not for. Listen, it's not about her being for black people. It's not even about that. It's just about that. Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about her calling it what it is.
Yeah, thank you. The words out of my mouth. Calling it what it is.
They become victims. But they have this victim mentality that somebody owed them something.
Yeah.
Nobody owed you anything.
No, and I think it was a lot. It was with that too, and a lot of that was happening, and it was just like, wow, she don't seem like a person that you would want to even try to understand, because what she's saying, what the media is saying, she's saying is just like, oh, that's just totally inaccurate. That's totally inaccurate.
Yeah.
But again, it's like bits and pieces of things that are being told about her.
Yeah.
So it's like, since we started doing YouTube, of course, we have been shown, hey, an actual representation of her from her.
I mean, the thing is,
and what she really stands for
on TV, they just show them small clips. They give you a small clip. You're like, who's this one? What's wrong with her? You know what I'm saying? You're like, where she come from? But then when you actually
talking about?
hear the overall picture, it's like, dang, man, really, she telling the truth.
Yeah,
man.
that makes sense. When I hear the whole thing, and
then you get the whole picture. Then when you hear the whole thing, you get the whole picture.
But then at the same time, even if you hear a clip of what she says, because now that you
if
know
you
where
really
she's
listen
coming
to
from,
it,
if you really listen to it,
you'll understand.
You'll be like,
I
get that part. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. So I understand that. And I'm glad we have started doing the YouTube, because it's showing you so many different things that you
right
would
now,
not
it's like
know.
We're getting room.
Yeah. But you still have a mind of your own, but you also have your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And yours either line up with the person or they don't, and you just move on from it.
I mean, you agree to disagree.
But you don't bash the person because what you think they're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. Candace Owens at hearing on confronting white supremacy.
I'm messing up with the mouse. I got it now.
I just have to say that I object strenuously to your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words of somebody writing that document, but I do think that laughing at it is a real problem, because these are real families that are impacted by this violence. And I think our efforts towards talking about this have to start from a place of mutual respect, which is what I've heard from this side of the table. Now, the reason we don't have those numbers, I want those numbers as much as you do, but to say the numbers don't show something is simply not supported by the data.
Okay, and I have 38 seconds left, Ms. Mulligan, if you want to respond within that time.
The only thing I would add is that it's in the name. Terrorism, domestic terrorism, it terrorizes us. It terrorizes us in our homes. It terrorizes us in our schools. And to the points made by the other panelists, it is disproportionate to its impact on any individual life, and it's not.
You reject the idea it's something that doesn't matter, or it doesn't really matter?
Absolutely reject.
Okay. All right, so here's where we are. Every member now has had 5 minutes and... Okay, and Mr. Clay, so we have two members who have not. So I'm going to go to the two members who have not yet, and we'll give an opportunity for a closing thought to any member who wants before we go.
Am I next to respond, or is Mr. Meadows?
I thought Mr. Meadows was
next. Mr. Meadows, okay.
Mr. Meadows is next, then Mr. Clay, then to you, Mr. Jordan.
Ms. Owens, obviously this is a gang up on you. We're giving these witnesses the ability to do a rebuttal on you, and so I find it unfair, Ms. Ballou. I mean, candidly, for you to show mutual respect and then you to go after Ms. Owens, it's not appropriate. So, Ms. Owens, you can have 4 minutes and 34 seconds to respond, however
Gentleman,
you
yield
like.
for a second?
I'll yield to
Thank you. I believe, Ms. Owens, when you used the word hilarious, it was referencing the fact that no one had asked you a question. It wasn't to the subject matter of the hearing. Is that right?
That is correct.
And to have another witness insinuate something that is not accurate is just not appropriate, Mr. Chairman, for how witnesses are supposed to behave in front of this committee. I also think you didn't say it doesn't matter about the subject matter of today's hearing. You said there are other subjects that matter as well, and maybe we should spend some time on those. Is that accurate?
That is correct, and they matter much, 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 much more, and I have said that. I said that in my opening, and I will say it again. You know that white supremacy and white nationalism ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is attempt to make the election all about race, as the Democrats
Not in
do.
my case, Ms.
Please don't
Owens.
cut
I'm
me
sorry.
off.
Please do not characterize my motive.
Mr. Chairman, it's my time.
Yeah,
it's my time.
You've got your time, Mr. Meadows. I'll give you 3 more seconds.
3 more
Every
minutes.
4 years, you bring up
Not
race, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said hilarious, and you just tried to do live what the media does all the time to Republicans, to our president, and to conservatives, which is you tried to manipulate what I said to fit your narrative, okay? I was not referring to the subject matter that is hilarious. I said it's hilarious that we are sitting in this room today, and I've got 2 doctors and a missus, and nobody can give us real numbers that we can respond to so we can assess how big of a threat this is. Because you know that it is not as big of a threat as you are trying to make it out to be so that you can manipulate. And the audacity of you to bring up the Christchurch shooting manifesto and make it seem as if I laughed at people that were slaughtered by a homicidal maniac is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And I think that we should be above that. To try to assign reality or any meaning to a homicidal maniac writing a manifesto, which, by the way, let the record show, also stated Spyro the Dragon, the child's cartoon, as a source of inspiration. He also cited Nelson Mandela as a source of information. I don't think that Nelson Mandela has inspired mosque shootings. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. You would rather assign meaning to a homicidal maniac than to actually address the things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. No. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce, and it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America. I've been Black in America my whole life, all 30 years, and I can tell you that you guys have done the exact same thing every 4 years ahead of an election cycle, and it needs to stop.
I'll yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Meadows. And now
Mic drop.
Oh.
Wow.
Man. The thing is that,
my wife's like, what'd you do after?
It's like, they sit on a board and they don't want you to say anything back. They want to be the only one that say something. Be quiet. You got 3 seconds. They have 3 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? That lets me know your anger right there. You're not even thinking. Mm-hmm. You're so upset with her because she's educated and she's actually making sense. So you're upset about it.
And you twist her words because it does make sense.
They don't want you to say anything. They don't want you to just sit there and take it.
But why twist the words?
But if you can say something to me about something, I should be able to say something to you about something.
Cordially.
If I feel I feel like it's a problem, we should be able to communicate with one another.
Right.
And that's the problem. It's a communication barrier.
But she said, but the lady said, when she said from this side of the table, so are you saying that, okay, what the information that they gave is more correct, but you didn't give all the information that was requested, and then also on that side of the table, you guys heard what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, and I think that too, man. What I get out of this is that for her to say she's been Black all 30 years, I truly believe that you have to get that perspective from a person that's been Black for 30 years.
Yeah,
they understand
or more.
Or more. Yeah. So you got to, and a person that's not playing victim. She's not a Black person that's playing victim. Now you go to one that's playing victim, you're gonna hear a lot. Then you probably gonna hear a lot of drama. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she's not asking for attention for herself. She's saying, hey, this is what Black Americans are dealing with.
Dealing with.
I'm telling you, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
I'm
for
black
myself.
in America.
I see this. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, why not hear it out?
Wow. Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, and we're black in America.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, if you do.
There's a difference between playing victim and telling the truth.
But
a big difference. A victim is only looking out for himself. He's playing victim so he can get what he need to get. Bottom line.
What he need to get, and whatever you got going on, it ain't gonna be dealt with.
Yep.
That
I love. She tells the truth, man. I just
that was the whole mic drop.
Quiet. I'm like, hey man, she put that thing. Hey.
Yeah, I'm serious. That was the whole mic drop at the end. You're not what
yeah.
you not.
You see how the lady was looking
what
at
you not gonna do?
The lady was like,
yes, I got dog. What can I move chairs? And then the man in the background, his facial expressions just like went from just like he was uninterested, and all of a sudden his face just changed.
Look, you have to study. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get your numbers together, because all she was asking for, give me the numbers.
Yeah.
Give me the numbers.
And what was hilarious? Yes, okay, no, those people getting killed is not funny at all.
I don't know how they took that and made it.
But it's just like, wow, you really thought this lady was like laughing at these people who lost family members or the people who got killed? Y'all are idiots.
And on top of
who
that,
would think that is okay?
And why would you, if you don't have all the information, why would you say that? You gotta. Where's the sensitivity for the families that lost these people?
You don't have any.
It's crazy.
You don't have any.
And then on top of that, you making her out to be this Hitler
uncaring,
person,
insensitive.
People are looking at her like you
really
laughed
about that? Yeah, no, it wasn't even the case with that. You listen to the whole thing, but then again, it's just that like when we were, when we would see Candace before we started getting into our own research and listening to her commentary, it's just like you be like, dang man, they got her like why she acting like that? Like, what's crazy? Man, but then it's like when you see for yourself and you put two and two together. That lady not saying that stuff in a mean and negative way.
There's two sides to every fence, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You got somebody on this fence, you got somebody on the other side of the fence, man. And at the end of the day, you can't change the way people think. And I was looking at them like, why do they think like that? And there's nothing you can do.
Why they think like that?
To change the way they think.
No.
You run into some people, you're like, why do you think that way, man? Why do you play this victim mentality? And there's nothing you can say to change them. So I learned how to accept who people are, and I work with them from that area. You know what I'm saying? So that way I ain't sitting around blowing up and trying to figure out why they did something.
But
like that.
You don't want them to set your temperature either. Yeah. But I understand that but how that went is it was actually wrong, because yes, you did make it seem like this lady was being offensive to somebody else's family who lost a loved one. So yes, it's you can see the hurt. It's more hurt, but then it's also like, really, you really thought that? Like a parent thought I was being mean to their child at school. I'm like, ma'am, why do I need to be nasty to your child? If I tell him to hold on a second, or if we have some place to be in the school at a certain time, I'm going to say, hold on a second. It's not me saying that I don't like your child. If I say, hold on a second, let's just get where we need to go. Okay, now, what is the problem? Okay, so,
but that's how
we fix it
They hear
out.
something on social media and they run from it. Run with that, whatever they heard. It's like a child, when your child go home and say, well, the teacher, she was mean to me. And you know your child.
Like I was told that.
And hold on, you know your child be hard-headed. But yet, you're going to go to the school and beat up the teacher instead of calling the teacher and asking, hey, how you doing? Talking to her and getting to know that teacher so you can know, oh, okay, that's not her personality. And if you feel a certain way, just call her and talk to her. She said such and such. And don't just get up there. You don't have the trial and everything. The teacher don't know you don't have the trial. You
whole
go up there.
Thing.
Why you do my child like that? That's messed up. Like, what are you talking
didn't even
about?
hear the whole thing.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Right.
Oh, she said such and such. Oh, when she went to the office and she had hit the kid in the mouth and the child bleeding everywhere. They had to send the child to the hospital and the child's actually in the ICU right now. Did she tell y'all that? No, she didn't tell me all that.
Oh,
the parents sat
okay.
down. Just like me when I was my daughter was like 12 and she had a stealing problem. She just, I guess her fingers were sticky and everything she touched she stole. But I didn't recognize it. So what happened was we at Walmart and the other kids said, hey, they got my daughter inside the waiting room, right? I go in there, I pump rush, why my daughter in here? What's going on? So literally, they started taking stuff out of the purse. He left it in the purse so I could see it. They started taking it out of the purse. I looked at them and I just sat down. I said, Lord have mercy. I got a little thief on my hand. I said, a little sticky fingers. And she dealt with that for so many years, man. She would take a child badge. Remember that?
Yeah.
And bring it, and the parents say, hey, she took my daughter badge. I'm like, what do you need with her badge?
That's not even your face.
Why is your finger so sticky? Not stitchy, but sticky. So at the end of the day, man, I realized, okay, this is something that I have to deal with now before she get older.
Before she gets out of control.
Because right now she getting a slap on the wrist. If you get out there and you become 18, there's no slap on the wrist no more. You're going to jail, taking people's stuff, or somebody end up killing you. Mm-hmm. So we have to accept what's going on and deal with it accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And stop looking at social media and whatever they say on social media.
As the know all, give all.
Do your research.
Yeah.
If somebody says something about anybody, do your research before you start bashing them.
Yourself. Yeah. I mean, there's different news outlets out there, and which one can you trust? It's just hard to tell that even nowadays. But you'll know the one that you can trust. The consistency of information, and also reading it for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Yeah. And we'll see you back soon.
Peace.